Hey Seeker, welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How are you doing today? I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and I'm here to meet you where you're at, no matter what your day's like. Welcome to the show. My name is Talia Joy. If you are new here, I am a bestie in your awakening. I'm a manifestation mentor, a channel, an intuitive, a mom of three, an introverted empath, a Scorpio, a human design reflector, a human. It's partly human. We're going to get into that today. Partly human, partly spiritual being and soul on the journey. How's that for an introduction? Hello. If I introduced myself like that in the world, I would very quickly see who my people were and who were not. So anyways, welcome, my love. I hope that you are doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about something that actually just came to me the other day as a way to explain how I see this human experience. And since this downloaded into me, it was so simple, but so powerful. There's been a ton of cascading thoughts after and realization. So today I want to share this with you. And I think it's really going to help you in moving forward. Also in this healing and in this manifestation and in this reprogramming journey, it's really helpful to know what is our truth and what is our ego, or what is our, soul and what is the fear. It's really helpful to be able to discern that. So today we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about something that I'm saying the spirit or the soul and the human. And I'm going to talk all about what that means. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be good. And before we launch in, I wanted to mention, holy moly balls, I have been on cloud 111. It has been such a big week for me at the time of recording. It's just been this whole last week. It's been months in preparation. On the Path has officially launched. I should get cheering sounds. If there's cheering sounds inserted right here, you'll know I went and found cheering sounds. Woo! Yeah. On the Path has launched, my friend. If you have been not on my email list, not on social media, not listening to the podcast, On the Path is a brand new exclusive private podcast. And what I'm doing over there is treating you like my client. This is like having Talia as a mentor in your back pocket, even more so than this show. This is about really implementing the work, being and staying on the path, your path to transformation, to manifestation, to becoming everything that you are meant to become. So this exclusive podcast has weekly episodes. We're doing weekly assignments, tons of bonus episodes, deep dives, and it's all about the implementation, the tangible, practical understanding of what it takes and how to actually do the work to manifest what you desire. So it is incredible. I've had so much feedback already, you guys. Everybody that jumped in day 1, day 2, we've been having incredible feedback around this being just you feeling the magic, feeling the potency. So when you sign up and when you get access to the show, you start with approximately 25 episodes that take you through from A to Z, the process, the actual process, broken down into bite-sized, tangible training/episodes that are next level. I've been recording them all the last few months. So they're really current, really fresh, really infused with so much mojo. And we start at the beginning, becoming your whole authentic self, activating your pure magnetism. We move through healing and reprogramming into manifestation, quantum leaping. We go through it all because this is being on the path, your path. And built into this work, because it's channeled, because it's, quote unquote, the way, it's very open to your journey and what you're uniquely going through and the modalities that serve you best. So come join us on the path where you get step-by-step breakdown, tangible exercise, weekly support. And I'm also so excited for where this is going. I see aspects of community. I see aspects of the in-person events. This is big. And if you have been called to do the work, quote unquote, in your life, and you're trying to make sense of the healing and the reprogramming and the manifestation and the quantum, and like, how do I integrate all of this into my life? How do I actually tangibly, achieve, desire, step into what I want? How do I heal through this? How do I get to my next step? We have you covered. I have you covered, boo. Let's do this journey together. This show is the VIP portal. So come in there right now. There's exclusive low entry level pricing. It's going to go up January 1st. You can join right now. Click the link in the show notes below. Check it out on the path. It's monthly. You can cancel at any time. You can join, dive in, binge around, see what serves you. And if it doesn't work with you or it's not what you need, you can cancel at any time. So I welcome you into On the Path. It is awesome. And for anyone wondering if it's in the back of your mind, no, this show is not going anywhere. Nothing is changing. We are still coming at you with bi-weekly episodes. I do 2 every week. There's like the odd time, like twice a year. I do 1 a week, but pretty much 2 a week. And this isn't going anywhere. I've got lots of really fun ideas for this show and lots of great guests lined up. And I'm just so excited for everything to come. So in addition to that, if you're listening in real time, we have the year-end workshop coming up on December. I believe it's the 7th, the beginning of December. That's the year-end workshop, Fiercely Moving Forward. We also have a 31-day challenge launching in January that I'm just getting all finalized behind the scenes, ready to welcome people into. And then we've got some really potent, exciting things for the new year. So stay close, stay around. And I'm really transforming into, if you are ready, let's frickin' do this thing. If you're not, it's all good, but I am moving forward. Who's coming with me? That's the vibe going into 2024. You guys, we are ready to quantum leap. We are ready to move forward. We have learned a lot. We have healed a lot. We're continuing to heal, but let's continue moving forward. Let's quantum leap into our dreams. The energies are supporting us. It is time. So that is the vibe for 2024. We've got an incredible program in the beginning, all about embodying manifestation, bringing it into the physical life, into your body. I'll talk more about that as we go. And a really exclusive, exciting 2-day virtual event as well coming up in I think it's March. So we are going to quantum leap. That's what that event is all about. This 2-day event. Think home retreat, but like the most amazing thing. Focused around quantum leaping, focused around community. It's going to be incredible. That'll be in the spring. Okay. I didn't intend to talk about all this. Let's move on into today's episode. The reason I called this The Human and the Soul is because as I go about my journey of growth and also my intuitive channel, my connection, and seeing sort of quote unquote how this life experience works, that's really the part that has always fascinated me. That's where my gifts are. And it's really decoding and understanding life, aka manifestation, because manifestation is just the process of transformation. It sounds funny because they sometimes are portrayed like they're different, but it's an activation of a truth or a goal, a desire, and then moving through the process to have an end result that's different. That's transformation. That's alchemy. It's also awakening, by the way, and manifestation. When we work the way that this life experience works, when we understand and work it, that results in us being able to manifest, bring something into the physical that started as a desire or as a wish, right? So the reason I say this is the more I dive into these truths, these spiritual truths, these universal truths, and, they're quote unquote my truths, meaning I'm not trying to replace your truths, just take from this what resonates and throw the rest out in the green waste. But we I see more of this, like this common thread. So part of my gifts as well is as I learn this stuff about how the universe works, either intuitively or I dive into people's work like Joe Dispenza or Wayne Dyer or even like Louise Hay and the healing of the physical stuff and like all of these different people, even Bruce Lipton, who I love, for epigenetics and like whether we're going physical or we're going super woo-woo, there's truths, there's threads that run through everything, like answers to the universe, truths that we uncover as we go through our journey, and then it helps us to understand our existence. Okay, I just went way out there. So one of these truths that I see that is so true to me is that we are part human and part energy, right? We know this. So one of these truths of our experience is that the part of us that is human, you could say like, what part is that? You might say the body, or you might say the physical brain. You have a scar on your leg, or you have a story about a birthday party when you were 6 or whatever. These are the very human experiences. When we touch something, when we use our senses, we smell, we taste, we see, that's all very human, right? Maybe you have a job, that job title is human. Maybe you have 3 children or 1 child or a rabbit, that physical truth is human. I have children. I have a rabbit, right? So that's part of this human experience. But then there's also the soul or the energy component of us. And that's, I love when I saw Deepak Chopra live just a month ago, he was talking a lot about that, about how like we are more space than physical matter. I've said that so many times on the show. Like physically, like according to physics, our body is made up more of space and emptiness, quote unquote, than physical matter, physical tissues, physical atoms. Because even within the atom is more space than physical matter. So we are more energy than we are physical human, right? And so there's that energetic component to us. And then there's also what I would say is like the soul or the spirit within us, which aren't 100% the same, but for the context of this. And it's kind of that higher perspective, this purpose from our soul or our soul's desires. Also, there's the part of us that is like meant to walk a certain path and learn certain things and share our gifts and connect to that oneness and, create that relationship for ourselves. There's this whole bigger thing going on. So why I'm saying all this is because when we really acknowledge and sink into that as truth, and I invite you to, if you believe that already, confirm that within yourself. Yes, I am part human and I am also part soul or energy. That's kind of just, even scientists would be like, yep, even if they're not talking about a soul, they're talking about energy. Yep, So as we go through our life, and this is where we get into seeker content, where people like you and I go like, ooh, yes. As we go about our life, we also can live from our human or from our soul. And I truly believe that we're not meant to escape the human. I spent a long time. That's why I originally found the quantum before I even learned about things like inner child healing, because the energetic, the guidance, the intuition, the talking to spirit guides, the soul aspect is more familiar to me personally on my journey than being a human. Being a human to me is really freaking hard. Things like communication and like just like if I have an appointment 3:00 on Thursday, I feel put in a box and I have to learn to like function as a human in relationship with humans, other fellow humans everywhere we go. It's like, it's tough. So, but we do have these different aspects. And so we're not meant to escape the human. And a lot of times the things that we don't want that are showing up in our experience are being either created, well, they are being created, they're being created and fueled by the human. So I'm going to break this down even more tangibly and even more of how this progression went when it got downloaded. Is I kind of saw the other day, it was a couple weeks ago, just I'm either in my human or I'm in my soul. So when I'm meditating, when I'm channeling, when I'm imagining, when I'm being creative, when I'm dancing, when I'm praying, when I'm automatic journaling, or when I'm channeling readings for clients, I'm in my soul. Even when I'm in nature and I put my hand on my heart and I breathe into all existence and all that is and gratitude, I'm in my soul. And then there's other times when I'm very much in my human. I'm reactive, or I'm in fear, or, doubt or shame, or attached to something very physical, like my body or the money or whatever it is, my identity. It's like, when I'm very much in my human, reacting to human things all day long, then I'm not in my soul. But when I'm completely in my soul, it's not practical, even me, I'm going to say this, it's not practical to live in that all the time, because the time comes when you have to like do your friggin' taxes, or you have to like get off of the cloud and come back down and have a hard conversation, or face some stuff, or heal. As I was saying, healing, like inner child healing, is the human part. We have to heal the human. So to take this conversation even further, I notice sometimes I'm in my soul and sometimes I'm in my human. And maybe there's a beautiful marrying in the middle. Like for me, when I'm doing yoga, it's like this perfect middle, which is why I love to do it every day, because I'm definitely in my soul. And like, there's just something about that quote unquote exercise that is meant for me. I can't even describe it. It's the perfect mix for me personally of physical meets spiritual. So I'm in a position, in a pose, and it's my physical body that's activated and anchored into the ground, but I also feel so connected to the larger part of me. So that's maybe a beautiful time when they overlap and when we're in both. But it's this ebb and flow of being in the human, being in the soul, having a beautiful overlap. And I don't think balance means 50-50 all the time. I actually think balance means you go into your soul and you're meditating, or you're envisioning, or you're just deeply connected and you're in your soul. And then you might have to transition out and go to the bank, right? Or make your kids lunches and you go more into the physical. And I think that is actually what balance is, not a 50-50 blend all the time that you're meditating through lunches. I actually think there's a time for each, just like there's a time for feminine energy, a time for masculine energy, and then a time when they're blended, and it's a beautiful thing. So sometimes I'm in my soul, my spirit. Sometimes I'm in my human. And then there's what I started noticing is things would come up that would cause me a reaction. And I would go like, oh, wow, this is very much my human reacting. So all of these things they're things I've already been practicing, but sometimes spirit shows it to me in a way that I'm like, ooh, I see even more, and even a quicker access to the same end point of the growth of the, moving through things. It's just a beautiful access to the work that you're already doing. So saying to yourself or asking yourself, am I really in my human right now? And I want to say too, this is not about shaming. This is not the place where we go like, we need to get rid of that. I'm in my human and I should be in my soul. Doing that makes you more humaning. Putting shame, putting guilt, putting ridicule is not helping. So it's not about that. But what I do is I'll be like, wow, my human is really reacting right now. And then I look at the human aspect of me. And this is bordering up on the healing work, where I might go, what part of me is reacting so strong? It's not my soul being triggered right now. It's my human. What about it? And then I'll be like, well, in the theme of inner child healing or whatever, when I was growing up, this very much feels like how my dad acted or how money was or whatever, right? That's where we go deeper into the healing journey. But we go, why would my human be responding like this? Why would my human part of me be shutting down right now instead of opening up, or going back into fear instead of trust? And then I can go, well, because my human has been through a lot of shit. My human has been let down, has been traumatized, or has, felt different things, or even just my human gets fiery sometimes, or my human is in a certain place in my cycle, whether it's the moon or hormones or whatever. Like, the human is very real. So we don't try to get rid of it, just like we don't try to get rid of the ego. The ego is also the very human part of you, right? But as soon as you identify it, you right in an instant realize that it's not your soul or not your spirit reacting. And that awareness, friends, is more powerful than we even recognize. I swear so much of this work is not just in the journal prompts. It's not just in the stuff you do. It's the allowing of this stuff to move through you, the awareness you have. So the next time you feel like shutting down because somebody disappoints you or pisses you off, and you can kind of go, okay, hang on. I'm having a very real human moment. What about that could trigger my human? And then you'd be like, well, I have no fucking patience for dicks, or I feel like they're lying to me and blah, 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 right? And that's okay. That's actually a good thing to go like, okay, my human is fired up right now. And then we can start to, it's like, what does my human need? I mean, of course, there's so many different options depending on the situation, but there's a better chance that we are able then to go, okay, so if that's my human reacting and I see that it's because that's a wound I have or a sensitivity I have, or, something is triggering me, I don't want to get hurt, fear, lack, scarcity. As soon as we do that, we're better able then to go, okay, what does my soul have to say about this? And that is where you are in your journey of more inquiring, what is my highest self saying? What is she saying? What is my intuition telling me here? What does my soul have to say? Where is my soul guiding me, right? And so we don't do that just by trying to exclude the human, because boo, you're a human, and me too. And I know sometimes that makes me want to cry, but we are here for a bit this time. And it's by blending the two that we really start to thrive. And more often, as we do the work, which I'm going to get into in a second, we're able to lean into the soul, lean into the imagination, into the creativity, into the faith, into the trust, and have that make us so much more magnetic. And that's where we start to really manifest more, is when we're in that state of alignment, when we're in our highest self, when we are in trust, when we know what's possible for us, when we believe in ourselves. But that doesn't come through canceling the human. That comes through bringing the human what it needs, noticing it when it reacts, noticing right now it's my inner child reacting, or it's the hurt part of me or the defensive part. Right now I'm shutting down. My human really wants to shut down right now. My human really wants to cancel this whole fucking thing, throw it out and say, never mind, I don't want to do it. I'm too scared. It's not worth it. Whatever it is. That's my human wants to do that. Well, why? My human's scared. My human is terrified to fail. My human is scared to be abandoned. That's when we bring the healing work. So now, as I just said about doing the work, this is why I created On the Path, because we have to continuously be going through the steps and going through the work. It's not militant, it's not hustle, but it's devotion, because the human part of you runs the show until you recognize this. Until in your growth journey, your soul journey, until you start coming across this information of, hey, you're not just a human. Remember when you heard the quote, you're not a human being having a spiritual experience, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. Remember when you heard that and you were like, whoa, right? Up until that time, you were just humaning. And the reason, one of the reasons you're here listening to the show right now, doing this work right now, is because you are an old soul ready to unlock more of that truth, more of your spirit, more of your divine creation ability, more of your soul, more of your God realized place, whatever that is for you. So doing the work is essential, and there's so many different ways you can quote unquote do the work. But what I mean by doing the work is freeing ourselves from the human part that holds us back. And then we step into empowerment in the human to propel us forward. So for example, in my life with my body and my eating disorder and loving myself and pain in my body, it's all intermingled. I know you guys know the story. But the human part of me had been bullied multiple times. The human part of me never felt enough. The human part of me felt abandonment from the closest people from me, betrayed trust multiple times. The human part of me went through a lot of shit. She was also a little bit of a bigger kid. So then she was made fun of, and then she felt insecure. And so now in my life, I've done a shit ton of healing. I feel in the best place I've ever been with my self-love and body. I share that on the show here. But I had to heal the human part of me, the little Talia that experienced that stuff, because she was still running the show. She was hurt. She was scared. She felt unsafe. And if we don't heal that stuff inside of you and me, and we all have it, then in the physical reality, it's very hard to show up in our soul essence because we're literally on loops in our mind, in our nervous system, and that's because we've experienced real stuff. So in some ways, we transcend our suffering to become more soul realized. But we don't try to escape the human. We try to clean up the human. You know what I mean? Like clean up the debris, clean up the things that you've believed about yourself that are not real, that are not true, but that came from bullying or neglect or abandonment. Like that is very real. So we don't just ascend into a soul realized place and that's it. We do the work. And that frees ourselves from those looping patterns. Now I don't look at myself and go, you're disgusting, ever. I don't look at myself and throw shame and shade at my body ever. But that was my life for like 30 years, even more, because I was like 6 or 7 when I started shaming my body, and I just turned 40, and I'm just in this place of like really experiencing that love for myself. That took a long time, but it doesn't have to take that long for you because I'm here to expedite the process for you. So it doesn't have to take that long, but it was the human part of me that was causing the looping patterns. Once we heal that and reprogram the brain, which is also what I take you through in On the Path, because again, the brain is the human part of us. So do you see how we need to like clean up the human to ascend into the soul? And then we're more easily able to discern, what does my soul want here? What is my soul encouraging me to do? What is my highest self saying my next step is? Because we're not just in looping patterns in our nervous system and in our mind. That's what causes us to stay stuck. All of us have divine potential. You can be a millionaire. You could be on stages. You can do more or less whatever you want, but we have to do the work. We have to move through the things that have told us that we can't. We have to move through the limits that have been put on us, whether it's in our mind, in our life, from society. We have to free ourselves from the inner dialogue that says, no, you can't, you're too this, you're not enough, don't speak up, they're going to leave you. That stuff needs to be cleaned up. We need to do the work. And once we start to do that, our soul shines through. That's where we get to live more embodied in our soul. And then the place I'm going to end this, but such a powerful piece, is when we anchor it into our physical reality by doing different physical things and physically holding ourselves differently. So manifestation, as I said a minute ago, manifestation happens in the physical. Did I say that a minute ago? I might have just thought it. Manifestation happens in the physical. So it is in who we are being, and that leads into what we do to manifest what we desire. We have to walk this human path of becoming that version of ourselves. That's how we manifest it. And that happens in the physical. When you start cleaning up your money habits, when you start drinking more water, when you start doing Kundalini yoga every day, when you hire a mentor, all those things happen in the physical. You read a book, you do a course, you go to the retreat. Those all happen in the physical, and that allows the transformation and the manifestation to physically manifest. When I receive more money, that's in the physical. When I have more clients, that's in the physical. But it's in the being that I attract them. But then in the physical, I'm showing up on Instagram. I'm recording these podcasts. I'm allowing my channel to blow open to serve people at a higher level, to put integrity into what I do, to show up 111% for everyone. And also preserving and maintaining my own energy. That is a motherfucking art. And that takes healing and embodiment to master that. So I went really big. We're going to come back down. We need both of our human and our soul to manifest. In fact, to manifest, we need to dream and feel and see to our soul, to see what we're meant for. So that's just those things you desire, that dream life you have in your mind, the things you want. We use our soul to tap into unlimited possibility, or the spirit part of us to go, what do I want? Oh, I'd love to do this or that and have this or that. That is important. We need to also be paying attention to our intuition, what feels right for us, what feels like our next right move. That's all soul. But we need to have the human in tippy top shape to be the portal to allow it to come through, right? So that means taking care of our body. That means cleaning up our traumas, our beliefs, those limiting narratives that are plaguing you at night. You don't have to live with those. There are ways to move through it, and you owe yourself that. Because what you've been through is a lot, and the things you are here to learn is a lot. And you learn through healing. You transcend through healing. And then when you're no longer plagued so heavily by those inner narratives, then we are free to create. That's when you don't have the resistance anymore to working out every day, or you don't have the resistance anymore to writing the book, or you don't have the plaguing thoughts of, fuck, I'm going to be broke forever, because you healed, you did the work. You owe that to yourself so that you can move into unlimited spirit potential and possibility and intuition and flow and grace and devotion to yourself and to your soul and to your spirit. So we need both. The physical human carries out the acts that allows us to manifest. The physical human is buying the lottery ticket or going on a walk, but the soul is the dreamer. The soul is the guider. The soul is whispering, you can do it, keep going. Or this isn't right for you, put it down, right? We need to be listening to both to manifest. So I hope that this really helped you today. One tangible takeaway or tool that you can use is just as you're going through your day, and this is not about judgment, it's not about criticism, just asking yourself, where am I? Am I more in my human? Am I more in my soul? And then as you become more triggered and you're like, whoa, okay, it's just my human shell responding. It's my nervous system, it's my mind, it's just the human. Okay, why might I be responding that way? Well, that taps on this and this and this. Okay, I give myself love and empathy and compassion around that. My human is experiencing that because, or my human is reacting because my human has experienced stuff. I give her or him or them love and compassion. No wonder they're experiencing or responding that way. I give them love, I give them compassion. And now, separate but in the same, what does my soul have to say here? Is there room to breathe a little bit, bring some breath, bring a little bit of spirit into the human moment? Bring some breath, bring some prayer, bring some gratitude, bring some present moment awareness, bring connection to your body, connection to your nervous system. Is there something you can do to bring the spirit, bring the soul into your very human experience? Ask your spirit team what they think. Ask your angels or your guides. Bring spirit into this very human moment and have compassion for yourself when you are being human. And sometimes that takes me right out of, even if I'm about to like mindlessly eat something that I don't even want to eat and it's not even going to feel good, but I'm kind of bored or I'm something. I'm like, wait, why is my human triggered into this? Oh, because my blood sugar dropped, or because whatever, I had sugar yesterday and now I'm craving it today. It almost depersonalizes it sort of in a way that we can more step back and sort through without the emotion attached. I'm not eating that because I'm wrong and bad. I'm eating it because I'm stressed, or my blood sugar dropped, or I haven't been eating as well, so I'm craving more sugar. Like that's more manageable. That's deal withable, right? Because then we can stand there and go, okay, what does my soul have to say? What does my spirit have to say? What do my angels have to say? Drink more water. Have a big salad tonight, or focus on protein, or it's okay. It's all good. It's just a phase. It's going to pass. It's all good, right? So I hope that this helped you and helped you to break down in times when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and also to just note that there's times to utilize both, and manifestation requires us to utilize both. And my friend, if you have not yet gone into quote unquote the work, that could be different from everybody listening. It's going to be different person to person, but if you're in it, you know. If you have not done the work on yourself, the healing work, the reprogramming, if you're not involved in that world, first of all, come into On the Path. I've got you. I'm going to make it really understandable and step by step, bite size, but very impactful. But you owe that to yourself. And it's not as scary as it seems. It's self-healing. It's not as scary as it seems. It can be emotional at times, but it's emotional in a healing, relieving, beautiful way. So don't be scared, right? We need to continue moving forward. And to all my other homies that are knee deep in the work, I hope this brought you perspective on why we do the work. Not to transcend the human and just be in the soul all the time. It's to fucking rock and master the human so that we don't have resistance around making more money or becoming really healthy or bringing our desires into the physical, being that person that is on top of their money or optimistic in their mind, devoted to their body. That's the healing work frees us to stop the sabotage, to stop the negative beliefs, the unworthy beliefs that have been put into you because of the things you've experienced, right? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps you to move forward, to integrate the two. And if you want to join me on the path, I would love to see you there. If that's not right for you right now, come find me on Instagram at Talia Joy Manifestation. You can also look in the show notes below, and there's access to the Freebie Library. I have some beautiful places where to start in our work together, some $27 courses. You can come on the email list if you wish to be all up to date with everything going on in the community. You can just look below and find the things that suit your fancy. And I will see you in the next episode. Love you so much, Seeker. See you soon. Thank you for tuning into the show. I truly hope that it served you, and it means so much to know that there's seekers out there like you on the path, really willing to give it your all and go all in. And if you do find value in this show, I would be so honored if you'd leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It really actually makes a huge difference to the success of the show, and I just love seeing your words and being supported. So thank you so much. The link for that is in the show notes, and also down there, you'll find some links for some free gifts.